All right, so today we're going to be installing a Moen flow. And the way this works is water is going to pass through it one direction from the main shutoff feed. And if this device detects any micro leaks or running water for a long period of time, it'll alert the person on his cell phone through the app, and then it'll automatically cut the water off. You can also automatically cut the water off through the app if you're like out of town, or if you get high water usage alerts and you're out of town, you can go ahead and cut the water off with this device. It's also great for homeowners insurance. If you get one installed, then it can help you maybe lower your rates. But this particular one is going to go on 1-inch copper. And so what I'm going to do is, this is their main shutoff valve going to the house, and then everything comes out. This goes up and over. So what I'm going to do is cut this, install a new ball valve in the Moen flow in between it. And so that way you'll have two ball valves, the Moen flow in between. And then that way they'll be protected throughout their whole house. This is their main water feed. So this particular unit has power. And so you'll need an outlet to power it into. And it uses Wi-Fi. So sometimes what'll happen is, if you put these in a crawl space or in the basement in a tight area, sometimes they might lose Wi-Fi signal. So I always recommend, if you're experiencing issues, get a Wi-Fi extender throughout the house. And then you want a dedicated source of power to the unit as well. I like to add on surge protectors in case you have power outages that protects the device. What I have here are 1-inch press adapters. I already have it wrapped in Teflon. What I like to do is wrap it in Teflon, use a little pipe dope, go around it. And what that does is it locks the threads in. It makes it easier to go in and less chance of leaking. I already did this one here. The Moen flow comes with these adapters. And so I just threaded this onto this adapter, and then this will screw onto here once I get it all set together, and then I'll be able to press it in. I'll be using my press gun and then my copper cutters. All right, I got both adapters on. In the kit, you get these O-rings and some grease. And where that goes is right here. There's a little groove. And so that O-ring sits on there. And then this, once you put the O-ring on, this will thread in. It'll thread into here. And once you get that O-ring on, it'll look like that. You gotta make sure you follow the arrow though. There's also an arrow. But what I'll do is I'll put another ball valve in on the opposite side. And so I'll have a ball valve on the in feed and a ball valve on the out feed. What I like to do is add a little pipe dope around the O-ring and then around the threads too. Like I said, that'll help everything go together a lot smoother, and then it'll also help seal in the threads where it goes and screws into this adapter. Okay, now that I have this assembled, I can kind of gauge an idea of where I need to cut to get this on there. It looks like we're gonna have to go over a little bit more, but we should have plenty of pipe to cut over that way. What I'll do is I'll cut back there. I'll install the Moen flow and a ball valve, and we should be good to go after I get this all pressed back on. Okay, I got the Moen flow installed. So I have a shut-off valve here. This is where the main water feed comes in. I got everything pro-pressed. Everything goes through the Moen flow into the house. So I can go ahead and cut the water back on and make sure there's no leaks. But we should be good to go. Okay, I got the water back on. Like I said, the main water feed comes from over here. It goes down through the Moen flow, through the arrow, hits the Moen flow, and it goes out and up through the house and through everything, all the fixtures and whatnot. Water's back on, Moen flow's back in. Now I just gotta run power from it to the outlet. And then he should be able to link it to his phone and be rocking and rolling. All right, we got power to the Moen flow. Should be connecting. Got it to this outlet. That's how he wanted it. It comes with this little tool. This is a bypass wrench. On the very top of the Moen flow, there's a little circle. This Allen wrench can go in there and you can bypass it if you need to. But it should be connected. So we'll double check the connection settings and make sure we're good. I had to go through this little crawl space opening right over there to get into it to connect everything, but the main water feed runs out that way and it goes over